I'm Scott Allen Miller. This is the 7th of December, 2021. Welcome to the Sheep Guarding Llama vlog. And you're going to see a lot of people, hello, in this video because I'm recording this tomorrow and it is a holiday and it is absolutely packed here on the beach to the point that the hotel will be busy all day. All kinds of stuff. The whole street is just impassable from all of the traffic, and that starts tonight. But before I can tell you about what's going on tonight, I have to go back to yesterday, to the night of the 6th, after I made and uploaded the video that you saw from yesterday, and talk about what was going on then. Oh, if I hold this up like this, we're getting a much better view. Awesome. So on the night of the 6th, Liesl and I started watching Jaws, which, by the way, when you watch it today, it's pretty amateur. Like, not just, you know, things that had to be that way because it was the 1970s and they didn't have special effects. Of course, that stuff's not going to be great. No. I'm talking about the actual filming and directing. That stuff was pretty weak. Not sure how to get through this street. It's busy. All right, I'm going to weave between taxis here. Try the sidewalk. That's probably not a good idea. So we watched that. We made it about halfway through. While we were about halfway through it, Wilber sent me a text to say that, and he sent me a photo, that he had found a puppy in the street who was absolutely tiny, and it looked like he had been hit by a motorcycle and he was crying and dying in the street. I said, "Where are you?" And he never responded. So I walked outside and he pulled up on a motorcycle and handed me this little tiny black bundle of fur, and clearly with a broken leg and severe exposure. Poor little thing. So we took it in and quickly did what we could. We made it, got it a box and blankets, and started working on nursing it back to health. Do you hear all this? Like, this is just nuts. This is where we're normally empty all the time, right? This is the beach. Man, that truck is loud. All right, I'm gonna kind of back off a little bit and let that truck maybe move fast, because it can't move as fast as I'm walking. So it's a really loud diesel engine just sitting next to me. And now the bus, of course. So we stopped watching the movie. I spent the whole evening and night nursing this little dog as best as possible. You know, at first he had to drink water off my finger. We were soaking one piece at a time of dog food in water so it would soften it up so we could feed it to him. The thing is absolutely tiny, just a baby. He clearly doesn't have his eyes fully open yet. He couldn't really see us or anything like that. We were really worried that he wouldn't be able to eat the food that we had, but that ended up being okay. And he ended up eating a lot. It was clear he was right on the verge of starvation. He was so desperately hungry. So we fed him and fed him and fed him. We're really worried about how much he would eat. But he didn't get sick, and he couldn't walk or anything because he definitely, we can tell he has a broken leg. So that was pretty rough. But so that was last night. Didn't get any sleep last night because I had to stay up about every hour. He would wake up and need something. But amazingly, he refused to go to the bathroom in his box. He would whine and I would take him out and he would go outside. I would have to carry him out and put him down. He would pee or poop where he was, and then carry him back in. So we know his systems are working, and he's crazily housebroken or something. So you can hear the music coming from Sua as I walk through. The horns are just too much. I can't take it, but holy cow, look at all the people. If I can get it to show. A lot of people in there. There are cars parked everywhere, even in a field. Notice there's been no braking cars as I walk. It's just cars everywhere. All right, so I was up all night, and then first thing this morning, Dominica took him to Leon, to the vet, where she was able to see him about 9 o'clock, and they obviously were able to determine he had a broken leg. But overall, not in too bad a health. From his dentals, they could tell he's about 2.5 months old, and he seems to be mostly healthy. He's got fleas and stuff, and they were not able to do an x-ray because it is a holiday today and tomorrow, and so everything is closed. They will not be able to get him in until Thursday. Tonight is a huge party in town. And it's like huge. Like people have been looking forward to this for a month. The town is going to fill up late tonight, and then tomorrow is a major holiday, and there'll be people hanging out, and that's why you see all these people on the street now, because that's the holiday. But everybody got here during the day today on the 7th. So we spent the whole day with him, and he kept improving throughout the day. Obviously, his broken leg is not getting any better. They can't cast it or anything because of not having the x-ray, so they don't know exactly what to do. But they're like, he's going to be okay. Just keep his weight off of it, and we'll see him on Thursday and get that taken care of, because today is Tuesday, right? So we have to go a whole day past today without it. But so that was our big adventure in the morning, and now we have a tertiary dog who is living with us indefinitely. We have not named him yet. Luciana is calling him B. Dominica is calling him Trio because he has 3 legs and is our 3rd dog. And Paul is not happy that there's another dog to take care of. There's nowhere to put him. And of course, I'm not sleeping because I get up every hour to take care of him, because I'm the only person who can be woken up reliably and handle it. So that is the dog situation at the moment. See, some of the restaurants that are not normally open are open and doing stuff. It is so busy. The road is closed here, kind of. They have cones out, and there's like trucks and stuff down. I'm going to show some of this tomorrow too, I'm sure. But this is wild, just how much is going on. Although I'll probably just reference this video tomorrow. Like, go back and look at yesterday and see what it looked like on the street, because what else am I gonna do? Walk around filming it? The sun is getting low. Man, they gotta stop that horn. All right, and this goes all the way down. This is like miles of this. At one point, I actually saw it so busy that police and ambulance were unable to get through, and everyone had turned off their engines or were just sitting in the street because they couldn't get it clear no matter what they did. Okay, so that was our morning. The rest of the day was really spent dealing with our hotel paperwork. That was all today. So it started off with, we're gonna say hello, the police are here. Hola. The sellers of the hotel were unable to come into Nicaragua like we had hoped to be able to deal with the paperwork for the hotel. Our lawyers agreed to run to the frontier and meet them in no man's land between Nicaragua and Costa Rica to deal with everything. So they went down there the whole day. Sam, what's going on? And so they ran down there, and so all day was like dealing with paperwork in the morning and then driving all day, because it's a long drive from Managua to Peñas Blancas on the frontier. And they got down there in the early evening, and then it took hours and hours of trying to deal with the paperwork. Now, mostly that's because we weren't coordinated with, so there was no time to get all the paperwork ready ahead of time, and there was no way to prep the bank because no one knew when it was happening. So this was all a surprise to us. It shouldn't have been. The sellers are like, well, we figured this out last week. And we're like, well, but did you tell anybody? Come on, we needed to know. We've been waiting for a schedule. Whatever, it's happening, right? So we discover at the last minute that there was no way to transfer the money because there was no way to arrange it ahead of time. We could only transfer some of the money. So we tried to figure out what to do, and they're like, well, we'll send the paperwork after you pay for it. We're like, that doesn't work. Like, the whole point of this is that there was no power of attorney in the country, and like, it's just a big mess. So it was going to be a problem, and no one was going to agree, and the deal was going to be off, and like all disaster was going to happen, all because no one had coordinated properly. But then thankfully the sellers at the last minute decided to get crazy and belligerent, and the border police stepped in, and in order to get everyone to back off, they agreed to just move forward with the sale. So as of about, I want to say 4:30 today, we own the hotel. Completely, it is our hotel. We still have to do some paying for it, but that's just a bank thing. It's automated and just going to take a few days for the transactions to go through. But it is done. It is ours. We now. Hola. Wow, it lost me. Come back. Wow, the camera is having a problem. There we go. Okay, so. I'm gonna give it a second to get past this really loud music. All right, so we So we finally completed it. It took us 9 months from the time we first saw the hotel until we were able to get here, deal with getting our bank account open, getting all the money transferred, getting to the States, doing all the paperwork, signing all the agreements, getting everything worked out with the accountants, and finally owning the hotel. So today is our official taking ownership of the hotel day. We ran out as soon as we were able to complete all the paperwork, popped champagne with the crew. Wow.
That's what I'm saying. We need that with Jesse. Oh, here we go. I know this is not the big one.
Finalmente, salud! And hung out with them and celebrated, which was really cool. We've been waiting to do that. So we went through 2 bottles of champagne and then had some time to chill, hung out with Liesel. We finished watching Jaws, and then she, because she doesn't find that scary at all, she just found it really goofy and lame. Although I think she's glad that she watched it, but she's like, people actually like this movie? Like, this is pretty stupid. Like, I know. So then we watched Zombieland because she's into, she's interested in finding what scary movies are like, but we can't find anything that's scary to her. So it's really tough, which is the problem I always had, right? I always found horror movies to just be goofy, not to be good or scary. So I never figured out what made them horror. They're just, thrillers or cheesy, I guess. So we did that. We had been thinking that some of us were going to go to the party tonight, which is way down the beach, and you can see the aftermath of it everywhere I'm walking. But we were all kind of tired, and there was no one to really go with. Like, there was so many people that were staying behind that trying to go was anyone who was going to go was like, well, we could go one at a time or something, and that just wouldn't be very fun. So we ended up just kind of giving up on the whole thing. It probably would have been cool to go. They set up like a huge music stand and had like all these bars and live music and stuff going on, and Caracolitos had a live band, but they did it all so late. With the dog keeping us up last night and needing people to be at the house to watch the dog, we didn't have the flexibility to just go and do stuff. So we that really put a damper on the plans. So we ended up just hanging out with the dog, and it was good because I'm not going to get any sleep tonight either, and so I'll just be too exhausted, and the dog really does need a lot of attention. So that's what we did. Just hang out with the dog, watch some movies, and make it a nice, relaxing evening. And, Rocky's here. I don't know if I can get Rocky on the video. Rocky! Where are you? There you are. There's Rocky. So, but our dogs are getting along great with the new dog, and that is it. This is a pretty exciting day. This was a big one, probably the biggest chain of events other than getting to Nicaragua since we first got to Nicaragua. So, woo, the real adventure begins now. I'm going to see all of you tomorrow on this crazy day.